Okay, so as you can see that the Ansible has been completely installed, and here we have verified using this Ansible check task also is working fine. Okay, now first of all, let me check the status of the VM here. Vagrant status. Okay, maybe it's taking some. Okay, okay, fine. So as you can see, so we have 4 VMs running now. Okay, so I'm using Oracle VirtualBox as a hypervisor. So and let me log into the master VM. Okay, so let me switch over to root user. Okay, and let me check the command again. Ansible all -m ping. Okay, it's working fine, right? Okay, so today we are going to see about Ansible config file as well as the variable precedence level. Okay, okay. The first maybe we can see the Ansible config file. Okay, the very first command will be Ansible config. So if you the Ansible config is the command to check and modify the Ansible configuration. Okay, so here we have 3 options. One is the list, dump, and view. So if I give Ansible config list here, so it will show us the what are all the configuration parameters. Everything it will show in the everything it will be shown in a list in a list wise. Let's just say, for example, Ansible cow selection, maybe it's showing default, the default description, so something like that. So it will show all the configuration parameter in this order wise. Okay, so but this is not important for us. So and let me go to the next command. Here Ansible config dump. So here we can see what parameter is enabled for the Ansible configuration. Let's say, for example, color change is the yellow. If well, at the time of Ansible execution, if it modify any if it modify any configuration parameter inside any other VM, the color will get changed, right? That color is different as the yellow here. If we want, we can change the color also. That configuration changes will be applied in our current terminal. Okay, and this is the attributes for the Ansible configuration file, and this is the key and value. Okay, so here we can see lots of parameters here. So anyway, yeah, for example, maybe we can do one or two changes over here. Okay, and the next command will be view one. So this view will show the default Ansible configuration file. Okay, so here we cannot see nothing, so everything will be commented out. Look, let's say, for instance, if I am giving Ansible dash dash version, and you can see the config file location is etc ansible.cfg. So this is the default configuration file for the user root. Okay, and we have permission to change this location also. Let's say, for example, if I'm giving LL here, so I don't have any files here. Let me create one file here, the name ansible.cfg. Okay, now if I execute the same command with dash dash version, you see the location has been changed. Now it's showing root ansible.cfg. So this is the benefit in this Ansible. So we can customize this Ansible.configuration file. Let's say if you're defining some parameters over here, it will take that parameter, and it will take rest of the parameters from the default configuration file. Something it works. Okay, and for instance, I am going back to vagrant here. Vagrant is my local normal user. Okay, if here also, if I execute Ansible dash dash version, So by default, it will show me here etc Ansible.cfg. Default. This is the default location. Okay, and let's say I'm just creating one directory mkdir testing. So now I have only one directory. I'm just going inside the directory. In this directory, I'm creating an Ansible config file, ansible.cfg. Now if I execute same ansible dash version command, now see, now we can see the location has been changed over here. Home vagrant testing ansible.cfg. Okay. Okay, so this is the one thing that I want to show you over here. And the next thing is like, so here we have Ansible config file, right? So if I give Ansible hyphen config view, it won't show me anything over here, because so this is my, since this is my default configuration file as of now. So inside this file, it doesn't have any content, right? It don't have any configuration parameters. So that's the reason why it will not show anything over here. Okay, let's suppose if I remove this file, if I execute this Ansible view command, it will show me the default configuration file here. So default configuration is this one, ls -l ld etc Ansible Ansible. So this is my default Ansible configuration file. So first it will check in your current directory whether you have Ansible.cfg. If it is available, then it will show the content from that file. Otherwise, it will switch back to the default configuration file. Okay. And okay, what else I can see? Okay, okay. And now, okay. So right now I'm in root user, right? So if I execute this command Ansible all -m ping with the -v option. -v means we know, right? This is the verbose option. So in first verbose, we can see is using the etc Ansible.cfg file. Okay, fine. And let me create that Ansible.cfg file. If I execute the same command again, now you can see it start using the root Ansible.cfg file. Okay, let me give the two verbose here. Now it's showing some more output, but we are interested only in this config file and /root Ansible.cfg. Still it's using this config file only. Okay. Now if I give triple verbose output, now it shows huge output. So here, so we are interested in this one, establish SSH connection for user none. Okay, so so we know that Ansible will works only with the private key and public key, right? So in that case, we are wondering why it is using none user. So none is not a user. So because the user is not, the user was not defined in the Ansible.cfg file, so that's the reason why it's showing the user as none here. Okay, so actually, but behind the scene, it's actually using the Ansible user to execute the commands and to get the output from the other VM. Okay, so if you want to instead of none, if you want to see the username, then we have to define in the Ansible.cfg file. Okay, so for that, so we have to edit this file, Ansible.cfg file. Okay, so before doing edit work, let me show you the current options that are available in the Ansible.cfg file. Okay, grep. So we have to use this caret symbol to omit the blank lines as well as the commented lines. So etc Ansible.cfg. So these are the options that we have inside the Ansible.cfg. So now we are going to use this default options. Okay, if you come to default category, it has some parameter, right? So we are going to use one of the parameter in the default section. So I will be editing inside the root Ansible.cfg. So here I'm just adding the default, and here I'm going to add remote user. So this is one of the parameter. In remote user, I'm just mentioning root here. Okay, now my content will be Ansible.cfg. Inside default category, I have remote user equal to root. Now if I execute the same command, Ansible all hyphen m ping hyphen triple verbose. Now you can see, right, it start using the root user. But anyway, but of course it will use the root user only, but still we can see the root user over here. Okay, and let's go back to the vagrant user, which is a normal user. And I'm going by testing user testing. So here we have the Ansible CFG file. So here also I'm just doing the modification. Insert defaults. So yeah, I'm just adding remote underscore user equal to vagrant. And before that, we need to confirm. Uh, we have to confirm whether the keys has been generated properly or not. You see the keys and the key was not generated. Let me generate the private public key. ss hyphen key gen hyphen t rsa. Just give enter. Okay, the key has been generated successfully. Okay, now I have to replicate this key in all the VMs. So for that, ssh copy id WAN. Okay, I don't need to mention the IP address 172.42.42.101. This is my first VM. Yes. So by default, vagrant is username and password also vagrant. So for 102 and for 103. Okay. Okay. So now if I'm just going back to the testing directory. So here we have Ansible config file. Ansible all hyphen u ping hyphen is triple V. So here now you can see is using the vagrant user. Okay, and another interesting thing is like we can create the our own inventory file. I'm just creating a file the name inv.ini and just copy. Okay, let me catch that default inventory file, and so this is our inventory file. Let me copy this one. I have pasted over here. So Ansible all hyphen m ping, and here I have to specify the hyphen I option and the inventory file name. So still this one also will work. We can use triple V also. Still it will work, and it will use the vagrant user only. Okay. And the final topic. Let me create one normal user. So for that I had switch over to root user. Let me create one user add nfvi. Okay, I am creating one user nfvi, and so I'm going to create the same user in all of the three VMs as well. So for that, Ansible all hyphen m shell module, and then shell argument will be user add nfvi. So this user will be created in all three VMs. So now after that I need to set the password, right? So for that echo password will be NECADMIN. So our default password, and then this one uh, password, and then username. Username will be NFBI standard input. Okay. Okay. So if I execute this command, so the password will be set for this user NFBI in all three VMs. Okay. And now let me switch over to the NFBI user. And here also I need to generate the private key public key. This is hyphen key gen hyphen t rsa. Okay, and I need to replicate this key in all other VMs, right? Copy id and then okay, so I think that is not required. I think that is not required, I guess. Okay, one second. Okay, for my demo is not required. So here I wanted to show one thing like um, so right now I am under the home NFEI, and here I am going to create same Ansible config file. So vi ansible.cfg, sorry, touch. So if I execute Ansible dash dash version, okay, it shows home NFEI Ansible.cfg. Okay, nothing fancy here. Okay, fine. And now we have to edit the Ansible configuration file. So here what I'm going to do is insert in default section. I'm going to mention remote underscore user equal to root. Okay. So instead of mentioning NFA, I have mentioned root here. And let me execute this command first. Okay, before that I need to replicate the key, right? So I have to replicate the this NFVI key inside the root home directory. So as such, hyphen copy ID root at the rate 172.42.42.101. So yes, so the password is vagrant. So root is also the password is vagrant. So 2, yes, vagrant, and 3, yes, vagrant. Okay, so if I execute Ansible all hyphen m ping. Okay, it's working fine, right? Now the interesting thing is, if I give hyphen triple v, we can see is using the root, is using the user root. Okay, and okay, okay, now I'm trying to create the use this one. I'm trying to execute the command with some privilege. Okay, let me create one user inside the same inside 3 VMs. Okay, Ansible all hyphen m. I'm using cell module, and argument will be user add uh, demo user, and I think it won't work now. Hmm? Okay, Ansible all hyphen m shell. Okay, user. Okay, it's working fine now. Hmm. Okay, I thought it won't work, I guess, but still it's working. Hmm. Okay, fine. Okay, so there will be some privilege escalation available for the particular user. Okay, maybe. Okay, maybe I'm using some root user, right? That's the reason why it's not working, I guess. That's the reason why it's working, I guess. Okay, let me change that file again. Let me change it to vagrant. Yeah. So so now I have to use the I need to replicate the same key in the on all vagrant users. So SSH copy ID instead of root vagrant. Oh, sorry, it's asking password, right? Sorry. So just bear with me for a few minutes. I will complete this one. Vagrant. And finally one. Okay, so now we have changed the Ansible config file as the vagrant user, and the key is also replicated. Fine. Now if I execute user add command with the instead of demo, we can give open stack. Okay, yeah, this is the exported output. Okay, so we don't have any permissions to execute this command. Still, because we are using the vagrant user, right? So in that case, actually we are executing this command from NFA user as a vagrant. So still we don't have permission, right? So in that case, it will throw the error. So in order to fix this issue, we can do one thing. Like let me switch out. Let me go back to the root user. From the root user, if I need to execute Ansible -m shell module, argument will be ls-le etc sudo s.d on. So we need to create one sudo s entry inside over here. I mean, where is it? Oh, I have given ls ld ls ld here. Okay, so here we have user for vagrant, right? So same thing. We have to create a with the name nfa. Okay, let me copy this content. So same command, instead of vagrant, I have to give nfa, and here echo, just change instead of vagrant, just give nfa. Okay, so echo nfa, and we are actually we are copying this content over this file. It has been changed now. Instead of, let me confirm that one. Instead of vagrant, just give nfvi. Okay, now switch back to the nfvi user. So now execute this command. Okay, so still it won't work, right? So in that case, we have one more option. That one is the I'll show you. etc Ansible hostess. Not, yeah, not so the cfg file. So here we need to add this privilege escalation. This one we need to include this option. Let me have copied this one, paste it. Let me, sorry. Okay. So we are, so we are changing that user as a root user. I mean, it will exit as a root user command. Let me save this one. Let me try to execute the same command again here. You see, this time it's working, right? And if you see the Ansible -config dump command, which we discussed earlier, right? So here you can see the changes now. So we have changed default become to true, and default become ask for is false. So something like this. So whatever changes that you have done, it will be displayed over here. And the remote user is the vagrant user. Okay. If I go back to the root user, if I execute the same command, uh, Ansible not called config dump, it won't show anything to me. Since okay, yeah, okay, so we are changing only one attribute, right? So that's why it's showing this value. Okay, yeah. So you have any queries in this section? So this part is completed now. So in our setup also we are doing like this only. So we are executing as the Ansible user only in our cluster. So shall I go? Shall I move to the next section?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So okay, the next one is the variable precedence value. Okay. So in order to demonstrate the variable precedence, I need to execute this command Ansible all -m. So I need to use this debug module. So debug module used to print the messages. Okay, and so it will. and by default it will use the message argument. In the message argument, so we have to print that output, right? So and the output should be shared in one variable, and we have to specify that variable name over here. Let's say for example I have to specify the variable one, like that, just for example. And we need to mention some this is the variable name, and we need to assign some values inside this variable, right? So for that we have to use hyphen e. So hyphen e means it will use to provide the variable name. Let's say for example I am giving uh, var1 equal to, this is not specified. I can give OpenShift, something like that. Okay, that's it. So if I execute this command, okay, I think I have done some mistake. Oh, it's okay. Okay, yeah. So this is the output that we will get it. So in the command line, hyphen e var1 equal to OpenShift, right? So this is the first precedence available in this Ansible. Okay, and without this one, it won't print it. So it won't print anything. Since it will say var1 is undefined. Okay, so imagine like so this var1 is a variable. So here you can give any name, sample. So I'm just defining some variable in this sample. Sample equal to this is Linux. And one more thing here, we have to mention the underscore. Otherwise, it will be only the word of this only. Okay. Okay, I think I have missed something. Okay, okay.
Hyphen A is should come after hyphen E.
Yeah, yeah, correct, correct, correct. So okay. So we are getting this message. This is Linux. Okay. So this is the first precedence available in Linux. Okay. And next one. So in earlier section in earlier session we have discussed about the group variable and host variable, right? That we have defined in the Ansible configuration file. So instead of defining over there, we can also define here also. Let's say for example, right now I am under root directory, right? Inside root directory I have Ansible.clp. So here I'm just creating two directories, uh, group underscore vars and host underscore var. So here I have created two directories. One is group var and host var. First, let me change modify the group var here, and we have these groups, etc Ansible hosts. So group one is app one. Sorry, group one is app. Group two is db. So here we have two ways of creating these group. The very first option is you can create as a file. Let's say app.yml. This is one option. And in second option, we have to create the directory with the name group db, and inside the db we are creating db.yml. Okay. So before that, let me install the tree command. So tree will show the current hierarchy of the file content. If I give tree, so we have created group var directory. Inside group var directory, we have a db directory. Inside db directory, we have db.yaml file, and inside the group var directory, we have amp.yaml file. Okay. And now I am going back to the group var directory. So first I am editing this app.yml. So here I am just mentioning sample colon. So sample is the variable name, and here we have to mention colon only. and here I'm mentioning uh, this is from app variable, and we also have all, right. So I'm just creating one file as well, all.oml. So inside all.oml, same sample, and I'm just giving like this is from all variable, and going back to db, vi db.yaml, uh, sample colon, this is from db variable. Okay, let me execute the command again. uh, accept sample, right. So now I will remove this sample, this one hyphen e and sample. If I execute this command again, what happened? All hyphen md. Okay, any mistake that I have done over here? Okay, so yeah, I have to add as a was, not war. Okay, first. Okay, and you can see, so we are getting the this message from the db.yaml file, and this two from the app.yaml file. Okay, because these two hosts are associated with the app group, and this one host are associated with the db group. Let me go back to the group vars. But when will this message will print, right? All.yaml. So this one will print only when we remove this one app.yml as well db directory. Okay, uh, this entire complete db directory. Okay, because it depends upon the precedence value, the precedence. First it will check the group was available, then it will go to the app group and db group. If it is available, then it will pick the values from that file only. So now we don't have any file, we have only all.yml. Now let me execute the same command again. Now see, we are getting the same, we are getting the value from this all.yaml file. So this is how the precedence will work in the group underscore vars. Okay. Now, okay. Now let me revert back the changes, because I want to show the precedence in the host vars as well. Uh, Group underscore vars. Touch app dot oml db dot oml. So we have three files. Echo sample colon system, and so for db, this one all variable, app variable, and db var. Okay. Now go back to the host var. Okay, when it comes to host var, we have to generate the file with the name host name only. Okay, so as of now, as you can see that it will use the default host inventory, right? So here we have only IPs. Let me change it to the name of the host. So let me give as app1 app2, and this one will be db1. Let me delete this one, not required. Let me save this one, and in vi you need to see host and host file. I need to add this name as well. So this will be app1, app2, and db1. So if I ping Ansible all -m ping. So since we are accessing this machine with the name, right? So that's why it will very first time it will ask us, we have to copy that host entry file. I mean the host entry will get added in the remote server, and we are not getting IPs anymore. So it will show in the name of VM. So if I execute the same command again, this time it won't ask any the fingerprint, automatically it will show the output. Okay, now we can create the three files. So that app1.yaml. So this time we are creating a file, the name of host name, and name of the VM, app2.yml and db1.yml. Either you can mention in this order, otherwise you can create one directory. Inside directory also you can specify the file name. Inside, there so you can get the file. So okay, let me. Okay, the same sample. This is from instead of where this is from db1 VM. I am just adding inside the db1.oml, and now app1, app1. This is for app2, app2. Now if I give cat star, so this is from app1, app2, and db1. Okay. Now let me. No, I will keep it sample. Okay. Ansible all -m debug -a message is a predefined argument, so here we cannot change this one. Sample. So now we can see we are getting this messages app1, app2, and db1. Even though we have same sample value available in the group vars, but still it's giving the precedence over in the host underscore vars. So this is how it works. So the first preference will go to the command line argument that we have seen earlier, right? -e and then sample, and then you can give anything like that. Uh, -e sample equal to Linux. So this is the first preference, and second preference will be goes to host vars, and final preference will go to the group vars. So this is how the Ansible the variable precedence will work in this way only. Yeah, so I think I have completed the demo here. So you guys have any queries?